Hey guys, welcome back to Puff It Louder, and welcome back to Café Enchanté. Woo! It's been so long. If you guys haven't seen the Steam Prison finale, then you should definitely go check that out and then come back. I think last episode for Café Enchanté, we were trying to learn how to make coffee, so let's just get right into it.
手動のコーヒーミルを使う場合は一定の間隔を保って無理に力を入れる必要はないよ。
Okay. Nazir was next to me, guiding me on each and every step. I grind the coffee beans we went out to buy this evening, making sure I get the right taste out of them. I muttered to myself how abysmal the results were from earlier today, and that I should practice more time today. Nazir returned to his normal form, deciding to guide me through it. Once again, I began to practice what Ignis really seemed to dislike earlier, hot coffee. After grinding down the last of the beans, Nazir took the coffee mill and looked inside. He nodded in approval.
均等に砕けてていい感じだね。じゃあ次はさっき言った通り、そこの茶こしを使って。
Right. Relieved, I squint at the strainer I held. It made an incredibly fine grind. With this, we would be able to get a more defined and pleasant flavor from the coffee, allegedly. In any case, first I have to try to be able to produce a normal cup of coffee. Don't try to make something ornate, just get the basics down first. Nazir's words from earlier echoed throughout my head, and I followed them diligently. I set the paper filter on top of the carafe. Paper filter and coffee server. I pour in the coffee, spreading it evenly. I take the kettle of hot water and pour it in a spiral from the center to the edge. Oh, it's a drip pot.
そこで一度ストップ。20秒から30秒ぐらい蒸らして、全体にお湯が行き渡るのを待って。
Okay. The grains are starting to bloom.
よし。じゃあ追加のお湯を注ごうか。中心から今の粉の高さをなるべくキープしつつ、ゆっくり優しくね。
Okay, maybe pouring coffee is more complicated than I thought. I don't know how to do it. Any of you coffee fanatics out there, hope you're, I don't know, do you agree with what he's saying? Like, is he doing it right? I have no idea. Once I used all of the hot water that I had measured out. Now then, I'll move the dripper out of the way. The dripper? Ew. From the carafe that was shaped like a lid. Wow! Steam rose gently with a full-bodied scent. I hurried to pour the coffee into a cup before the lovely vapors disappeared, and place it in front of Nazir, now seated. Squinting his eyes, he looks down at the freshly poured coffee. He slowly brings it to his mouth. As I saw him take a gulp, I swallowed my own breath as the nerves began to take over. After slowly tasting the coffee's flavor.
すごいね。驚いた。
He answered the bare minimum as he took the cup away from his mouth. How am I supposed to interpret that?
食いつきがすごいな。もちろん、美味しいって意味でだよ。
Nazir answered me, laughing as I postured my body forward, interrogating him.
いや、本当に美味しいよ。苦味も想像した通りの強さになってる。これならイグニスたちも前向きな評価をくれるんじゃない？
With that, Nazir brings the cup to his mouth one more time. I put my hand to my chest in relief. Nazir's face, as he drank this cup, was much more relaxed than the one he wore during practice earlier. He really improved. Of course, I still have much more to train myself with and learn, but now I'll let myself enjoy the fact that Nazir is happily drinking coffee I made. After finishing a second cup, Nazir lets out a very satisfied sigh.
上手にできてるよ。琴音はしっかり教われば成長が早いタイプなのかも。
Well, how had a good teacher, or you give me too much credit. Let's be humble, I guess. You're giving me too much credit. It really feels like I've only just gotten past the starting line. I have to work harder in order to pour all kinds of coffee well.
謙遜もいいけど、自分の努力はちゃんと自分で認めてあげないとね。けど、美味しいコーヒーを入れてくれるなら、俺もバッチリ付き合っちゃうよ。
Yep, and I look forward to your help.
美味しいコーヒーをありがとう、ことね。お礼に俺からもコーヒーを入れてあげるよ。せっかくだし、サイフォンも使ってみせようか。
Oh god, I'm scared. Huh? Really? Okay, that sounds good to me. I nod to his wonderful suggestion, sit, and switch place with Mizir. Mizir, now behind the counter, looks over the coffee beans we bought and scrutinizes them.
さて、今回は他ならぬ君がお客さんなわけだし、
Be our guest.
ちょっとずるいけど、張り切って入れちゃおうかな。
Oh god. Huh? Oh. With a snap from his fingers. Picture get. What's happening? Oh god. The coffee beans begin to float and dance in midair. Each bean was breaking apart on its own, beginning to release a deep aroma. Bruh. The cups that were put away and the jars full of sugar cubes began to dance into the air. It's literally like frickin' Beauty and the Beast over here. What? He's dancing with the coffee and the sugar cubes. Oh my god.
よいしょっと。これやるの久しぶりだからな。うっかり落とさないようにしないと。
His ear flicks and points his finger in all sorts of directions. As if performing a synchronized dance, the water, now hot again somehow, emerges from the carafe. Carafe? And pours itself into the flask attached to the siphon.
ああ、聞き忘れてた。ことね。ブレンドコーヒーなら君はどんな味が好み？
Blend coffee. Many cafes sell their own blends. Huh? I don't have any preferences in particular. Just something that isn't too acidic.
OK。それじゃあコロンビアを多めにしておこうか。
Wow, he actually knows a lot about coffee. I'm surprised. Responding to my request, some freshly ground coffee grinds separate themselves and are lowered into the measuring bowl on their own. While that's happening, various other tasks necessary for pouring a cup of coffee were conducted all around him in midair. Bruh, why aren't you making the coffee?
お待たせしました。君専用の魔王様スペシャルブレンドです。暑いから気をつけてね。
As I sat there astonished, Mazir's face closed in on me. Coming back to my senses, my hands held a cup that appeared and was filled with a captivating, shimmering black coffee.
あれ、もしかして好みの香りじゃなかった？
No, I was just surprised. I didn't know you could use your powers on something like making coffee. With my surprise, I failed to watch any of the steps, like how to use the siphon.
何回も言ってるでしょ。何でもありのチート魔王だって。とはいえコーヒーに関しては結構こだわりがあるし、これだけはそれなりに練習したけどね。
Wow, so there are even things that even you have to practice, huh?
まあね。俺ってばチートはチートだけど別に全知全能じゃないからさ。結局はできることしかできないし、知らないことは知らないわけさ。コーヒーの入れ方だってソーアンから教えてもらっただけだし、こんな器具やら何やら知りもしなかったし。それにほら、俺って大雑把だから、こういう細かい動き実は苦手でさ。高級なカップを派手に割ってソーアンに雷を落とされたことも一度や二度じゃないよ。
Right. Knowing Grandpa, he would have given even you a few lectures in a row and not think twice about it. fact, is there really anyone, human or non-human, who could go toe-to-toe with a man who lived like him?
けど、その経験があるからこそ、君に入れる機会が訪れたわけだし、叱られながら練習した甲斐もあったよ。
I'm glad then.
コーヒーってさ、自分で入れて飲むのもいいんだけど、誰かに入れてもらった方が美味しいんだよね。その気持ちを君に送ることができてよかったよ。
Oh.
そうだ。いいか、覚えとけ。ことね。コーヒーは自分で飲むのもいいが、自分で入れるより誰かに入れてもらう方がうまいんだよ。
Time to cry, Grandpa. Grandpa used to say the same thing. I tasted the coffee Mazir poured for me. I took a bigger sip. There was a gentle, bitter flavor that spread as I tasted the coffee, and after its warmth embraced me, I finished my cup. Yeah, I think I get it. The coffee you made me is really good.
そっか。お気に召していただき何より。
Slowly continuing to drink the coffee that was poured for me, I look over at Mazir, who continued to use his magic as he began to clean up. Hey, ever since we met for the first time, you've been so nice to me. Why is that? Oh, flashback. Wait, did I meet you at some point in the past, Mazir? Blah, 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 blah. We're gonna just skip that. Don't need to hear his line. It's because we met before when I was little, isn't it?
そうだな。自分でもよくわかってないけど、多分そうなのかな。
Oh no.
いわば親愛の情ってやつ。
So he's the dad.
君が困っていたら助けてあげたい。悲しそうなら笑顔にしてあげたい。脅威があれば守ってあげたい。そうだな。俺はあの頃からずっとそう思い続けてるよ。
It's unfortunate I don't remember. I'm certain I would have spent a lot of time with you if you'd been around.
いいんだよ。俺にはこれでも十分すぎるくらいだ。ああ。でもそっか。いざ振り返ってみると俺たち感動の再会の割にはろくな挨拶してないね。いっそここで仕切り直そうか。
With that, Nazir exits the counter, narrowing the gap between us, and speaks.
ここは幻想の狭間。古き絆と新たな出会いが交錯する場所。はじめまして、素敵なお嬢さん。あなたにお会いできて嬉しいです。
That was Enchanté, the namesake of the cafe. A word expressing the joy of meeting someone. I could feel the way he did in my heart. My response was simple but true. Yes, me too. Yay! Okay, Mizir is a good guy. I appreciate him. And now we're on chapter 3? What? I feel like we haven't even opened the cafe and we're already on chapter 3? What's going on? A few months had passed since I moved here. All of those documents, all the certifications needed. Dealing with upgrading all of that equipment. The aroma of coffee floated in the air of the cafe, signaling the arrival of a new owner. The interminable training I went through just to be able to pour a cup of coffee. This situation, not knowing left from right, here with such an eccentric bunch of guests, after overcoming so many challenges. Finally! It's finally the day! Café Enchanté is back in business! Everyone's so loud. Well, at least we're in business and we're not, like, closed. Oh my god, I love her shirt! Oh, look at that little costume change. Anyway, huh? Why aren't you all excited? I changed into a new uniform and made so many preparations too.
いや、そう言われてもな。そりゃめでてえはめでてえが、正式オープンつってもよ。
何度も繰り返しているように、ここは人払いを施しているので、新規顧客が来るとしても非常に稀なこと。
だからなんというか、俺たちからすれば環境的に変わったことはないんだよね。
Rep.
一緒に喜んであげたいけど、僕もいい年だから、どうしてもそんな考えになっちゃってね。
Really? I know I was looking forward to it, but I imagined everyone would be excited when the day came. This is shocking. I decided to tuck away the party popper I was keeping in my pocket before anyone happened to notice it. Someone did happen to voice some support for me, though, after my horrible flop.
ともあれ、イグニスも言っていたが、めでたいことに変わりはないのだ。
Yeah.
ここは何かしら祝い事をすべきではないか。
それじゃあ、オーソドックスにパーティーでもするかい？
Yeah.
リンド、それはあなたが不在の間に近しいことをすでに行っています。
Rep.
そうなんだ。しかも初耳で地味にショック。
Well, you know, that party, it was right before the GPM attacked. The strangest tea party. That really was something, wasn't it?
パーティーでもいいけど、変わり映えしない内容はね。まあ会場の雰囲気ぐらいならいくらでも変えられるけどさ。
今度はどのような装いにしましょう。溶岩地帯や断崖絶壁あたりが琴音にとっては新鮮でしょうか。
I don't know about a lava landscape, but those aren't so much refreshing to me as they are places I'd never like to come near, okay?
つか、なんでそんな極端な場所をチョイスすんだてめえは。
僕がディナーにエスコートはおまけがいっぱいいるから無理か。
No, you don't need to. I'm not suggesting that everyone has to celebrate with me. I just thought that it'd be a little sad to open the cafe and not acknowledge it. It might be true that to everyone else, their normal lives had simply returned to them. But to me, this was a brand new start. It was my first big step towards my new life. So at least, it would make me happy if we could all have a proper tea party to celebrate. My eyes scanned their faces, watching for their thoughts to appear.
あなたは少々ささやかすぎる嫌いがあるな。
Huh?
カヌスの言う通りかもね。おじさんたちの都合なんて気にしないで、もっと君自身の主張をぶつけていいのに。今日は大事な日なんだ。祝え常連どもってね。
Canis and Mr. Rindo look at each other.
でもまあそうだよね。俺たちが祝わなくて誰が祝うんだって話だし。お茶会やろうか。今度は正真正銘アンシャンテの再会を祝してさ。
With Mizir's smile, everyone else begins to comment supportively about the tea party.
俺は別に元から反対してたわけじゃねえし、お前がやりてえならいいんじゃねえの。
私も皆の意見に賛成です。これまでの経緯を考えるに、彼女を祝うのは自然な流れかと。
Thank you. Alright, I'll get everything ready. What sort of food does everyone want?
はいストップ。なんとなくそう来るとは思ったけどさ。
Huh?
今回も俺たちが準備するからさ。琴音はゆっくり休んでなよ。開店の一番の功労者なんだし。
Oh, that's nice of them.
そうそう。それに琴音ちゃんは普段からここのメンツの食事やら何やら面倒見てるんだからさ。
ここは我々に日頃の恩を返させてはくれまいか。
Really? Everyone actually wants to help me. I don't feel like I've done enough for them to owe me any kind of debt. But it really does bring joy to my heart that they would be so thoughtful. I'll take you up on the offer. Thank you very much. Yay! After mentioning to come ask me if there was anything they didn't know, I took their advice and went to relax quietly in my room. Alright, let's say that again. Woo! Okay. After mentioning to come ask me if there was anything I didn't know, I took their advice and went to relax quietly in my room. I can't relax! Thinking back, whenever I had free time, I was either cooking or studying to prep for reopening the business. Now that I didn't need to do that, I was totally bored. How is it that I have more free time now that we've officially reopened? I couldn't help but question the issue. They wouldn't mind if I were to come down just to see how things are going, right? In the end, the fact that I was still bored, remained. I decided the best thing was to go and see how they were all doing. I was also just curious to see what kind of work they were all getting done. Okay, now that I've decided, who should I go supervise? Let's go to Ignis. Here we go. I think I heard Ignis saying he was in charge of preparing the snacks with Canis. Ignis does eat a lot. I imagine he cooks for himself a lot. A bit curious on how skilled he was, I decided to go and see what he was up to. I entered the kitchen, calling his name. Canis must have stepped out for a moment, as I didn't see him.
おう、お前か。あんまフライパンに近づくなよ。油跳ねっから。
There he was, Ignis, following his task of preparing the snacks, accompanied by the sound of sizzling, a savory aroma filling the room. There was no mistaking it at all. What lay in front of him was a giant steak. What?
ってなんだこら。
Crap, I didn't mean to say that out loud. He heard me. You were going to be making snacks for the tea party, right?
問題ねえだろ。茶と肉は合うだろうが。
Well, I guess so. I suppose with green or oolong teas. While I was criticizing him internally, Ignis quickly regains his happy disposition, keeping a watchful eye on the pan.
じゃあ大丈夫だな。まあ任せろ。うまく焼いてやるからよ。
His words were filled with confidence. Ignis cooks through the thick steak with the perfect amount of heat. You're a good cook, huh, Ignis?
得意ってほどじゃねえ。最低限自分の好物とか単純なもんなら作れるだけだ。
I see. I didn't feel an immediate danger at how he was handling the fire pan. I mean, I wasn't worried to begin with, but seeing him work really reassured me. But still, I'm honestly just bored. I wouldn't know what to do if I went back to my room. I can see myself sitting there trying to answer that question all day.
ことね。お前暇なら洗い物でも手伝え。
Oh, is that okay? I asked with a smile as his suggestion swept away my problem.
嬉しそうな顔すんな。そこは建前だけでもこき使うなとか文句言っとけ。
Getting back to the subject, Ignis points to the sink with his chin.
使い終わった皿とか別のフライパンとか水につけてやっからよ。まあ適当に頼むわ。
Okay, got it. I grabbed the sponge and jumped right in, dish soap in hand. Ignis thought ahead and had it all soaking in water used with the soap. The sponge cleanly wiped through all of the grease without an ounce of resistance. I didn't know Ignis would be this mindful about household chores. My thoughts wandered as we both kept working in a rather comfortable silence. As I turned the water up to wash a rather large frying pan.
ことね。ありがとうよ。俺らの居場所を守ってくれて。
Oh, hug this boy! Huh? Sorry, Ignis, what did you say? I couldn't hear because of the water.
何も言ってねえよ。空耳じゃねえの。
Oh, you think so? Oh, he's so cute. That's so adorable. Ugh. And we're gonna stop here. God, oh, man, I love this game. I don't know if you guys love this game. It's just so cute and refreshing in comparison to Steam Prison, where we get people who are going cuckoo bananas all the time, or like, I don't know, Oz Mafia, where you had Robin Hood being an absolute fool. Like, I don't know. It's just such a nice, refreshing game. Everyone's nice to you. Everyone's great. Everyone's happy. There's questionable motives, yes, but at least they're not acting out on them yet. It's just a great time. Ugh, I'm so happy. Okay. Anyways, next episode we will, I guess, have the tea party. Opening party. Woo!